Hi boys and girls, and welcome to our first CYRM Read Aloud this year. My first book that I'm going to be sharing with you is called After the Fall by Dan Santat. And I wanted to give you just a minute of background information. This story is based on a nursery rhyme, which is an old short verse or rhyme or poem or song that parents used to share with their children hundreds of years ago. So you might recognize one. One nursery rhyme I know is pat a cake, baker's man. That's one. And the nursery rhyme that Dan Santat based his story on is called Humpty Dumpty. And I have a book of nursery rhymes here. It's called Mother Goose Nursery Rhymes. And that's a traditional picture of Humpty Dumpty. He's an egg. And it goes, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. So you may have heard that. And what Mr. Santat did is when he wrote his book, After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again, he took the Humpty Dumpty nursery rhyme and he added to it and he changed it. And he continued the story and ended it in a little different way. So I hope you will stay and enjoy this with me. And here we go. After the Fall, How Humpty Dumpty Got Back Up Again, written and illustrated by Dan Santat. My name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know, it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. Then one day, I fell. I'm sort of famous for that part. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. Fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together. There were, well, most of me. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. After that day, I became afraid of heights. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day and would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. Then one day, an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches, but day after day, I kept trying and trying. Do you see how many failures he's had? Until I got it just right. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy in a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. They always do. So I don't know if you can see, there's the bird on the wall. I almost walked away again, but then I thought about all the time I'd spent working on my plane and all the other things I'd missed. I decided I was going to climb that wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I just kept climbing, one step at a time, until I was no longer afraid. Maybe now you won't think of me as that egg who was famous for falling. Hopefully, oh, look, crack, crack. Hopefully you'll remember me as the egg who got back up. And learned how to fly. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed this story as much as I did. I love how Mr. Santat changed the ending to the traditional nursery rhyme and makes Humpty Dumpty a character with feelings and courage and the ability to change what happens to him. This is an important lesson for all of us. I'll see you next week for another read aloud. In the meantime, stay safe and remember to read. Bye-bye.